Welcome back to Guardians Reborn. Today we have a wonderful, awesome thing. The first round of Proxies has come in today. This here is a one-off of every Drifter's Nexus card, and I think I put a couple extras at the end. We will find out. These are legit Guardians cards, and we're going to compare them. These are not Drifter's Nexus cards. I don't know where I put my binder for them or my extras, so forgive me for that. I'm sure I can find them if I went digging, but I wanted to make this video sooner rather than later because I'm sure everybody's excited to see these. So let's go ahead and tear into these and see what they look like. Nice and shrink wrapped. Try not to hurt the cards. So we did get permission to use the original card backs since the game mechanics, a lot of them revolve around the backs of the cards. So we got the fronts changed. Right off the bat, we can see, ooh, okay. It is a little bit shinier than an original card. Actually, it looks like it's a lot shiny. These also feel way different. Like these, it's hard to describe. Like these are kind of rough. These are a lot more smooth. They sound about the same when you flick them. And side by side though, I mean, the colors are actually really nice. At least on the backs, like in person, they're very, very good card backs. They're very good color matching. Maybe somebody will say, oh, well, that, you know, it's off by this degree or whatever. But honestly, looking at them in person, if you put these side by side, I couldn't tell the difference. Well, okay, just looking at them, you can figure the one's more shiny. But that's about it. Just sitting down on the table like that, you really can't tell. So that's a good thing because we want the cards to blend in. So let's grab this. Let's just flip this whole thing over, shall we? Okay, so first off, we got our Stronghold downgrade. So what we had to do, off on each side, they say not for sale. And we put the rarity marker, which, I mean, give or take, we really don't need that. I know there's some that are under contention for, is it really an R1 and not an R2? Is it really an R2 and not a C4? We're not here to judge. We're just going off the lists that are there and currently available. But we have this. We can drop this in future prints and just have this not for sale. This was requested. We can obviously, you know, do what we need to. So as you can see, the colors on these are actually really, I'm sorry, my lighting is not the best, but these turned out actually really, really nice. They look amazing. Like if we didn't put the not for sale on them and we kept the original backs, these could be rather good counterfeits. Okay, so we got, so once again, we got our rarity and the not for sale off to the side. Just because we wanted it there instead of down here at the bottom mixing in with stuff. And it looks just a little bit nicer off to the side. So, and again, we got the single border. And there weren't any in that stick. I did actually get the single borders and the double borders. So these turned out really nice. And that dot is right on the nose. I said these feel a little bit more slick. They don't have the kind of, like I said, the only word I can use is texturing that the other cards have. But if you're playing with sleeves, that would probably dull down a little bit of the extra shininess on these. And it would also take care of that texture problem. Okay, so we have Sakura, and we got it on both sides. So that's always a good thing. We got our Guardians still two-sided. Same with Vecnadra. Got it on both sides. Oh, that's what I did. Okay. So because the shield sets, I normally play with 9, which is what comes in the starter decks. But the set only had like 3 or 4, and I think the extra slots at the end of the deck I filled with more shields. So let's see, here's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll look at the end and see if there's any more. Standard bearers, we got 1 of each, and the shield terrain is just 1. Magic items. And see, we got our double bordered cards too. So I made sure I went through each individual one to make sure the single border and double border, so that those matched up as well, so not everything is single bordered. So once we kind of get some feedback on these and see whatever, if people like these, then Standard of the Elements, that's a very good card, sought after. We can move forward either with this, or I can see if there's another printer. It's a pain going through the process of verifying that, yes, we have the rights to use the original backs, and yes, I have the rights to, make the printing machine go brr. Tanneker Smith is always nice. But I mean, I want this to be the best we can. And yeah, the tariff stinks. There's nothing anybody can do about that. My goal was to get like these smaller sets, the later sets, to be around $50 for a full set, which when you figure some of these cards, the asking price is over $100 for a single one. I figured, annoying gnats in the hood. But we have the biggie up next. We have the Black Locust, one of the big, highly sought after cards from this set. So, and just basically because it's an R1. If everybody's okay with like the $60 price point, again because of tariffs, then we can kind of work with what we got. Arnath, I'm gonna print a whole bunch of him because I love him. He's awesome. Thanks to the Finch for showing me how awesome he is. Plus he's a knight, which, if you know me, I play knights exclusively and try to maximize, try to figure out my knights deck and tune it in and make it work. And it's all types of synergy. It's like one of the few that has actual synergy built into it. So I like knights. But yeah, so my goal was to get these around $50 because that's not too bad for a set that's like 100 and something cards. Everything would be 100 cards ish. I can add extras, little here and there. I can leave the blanks if you guys want the blanks, because you can make your own cards, design your own cards, whatever. There's some templates that we can use, so we can like start making customs and getting those printed. And there's a couple proxy set or a couple of things that I do want to get printed. Gateway to Mistfall. There's another. I know someone was just looking for like 4 or 5 of those. The other plan is to make it so that we can print our own decks. Like if you make a deck list, you can, again, because of the way that things are set up, I would have to order it for you. Now, here's real fun. We got Drifter's Nexus Stronghold. We got our dot. We got our not for sale. But on the back, we got our Grand Fubashni standing on top of the rubble. And again, because these don't get shuffled in, we can change that up a little bit. But yeah, and that's for all the rubble. So just a little flair. What I was saying though is we can, because of the way that things are structured, basically you would say, this is the deck that I want. And then I would have to place the order, 100% transparency with, I forgot that was a 22 up card, man. You get the Mate's Motel, you're going first. Ain't nothing about that. Oh, Boots of Speed, or the Heels of Speed would take that out, but, and I'm sorry I keep going off the thing. So you would have to submit your deck list to me, no judgment whatsoever. You want 100 copies of Delilah, Rangoon, whatever. You want 100 Slatch Willer, sure, whatever. And then I would place the order for you, let you know what the cost is. Captain South America. There's the other big hit from this set. Who wants 100 of these? I mean, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Handles of Rourke. There's the other big one. Command card, fire 3-point ranged attack into any primary matchup for 1 Power Stone per shot. So you get him 3 and then 6 and then 9. You start pumping Power Stones into this poor guy. And you get 3-point range attacks. So that's why he's amazing. Randy Creek Regulars, the other really expensive card in this set. As I was saying, though, I keep getting distracted by the cool stuff in the set. You can't make a card like that anymore. Disgruntled postal worker. Come on now. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, I did not print... Okay, because there's only 3 blank spots. I did not print extra shields with this set. These are single backs, because I thought, single backs are going to be more useful than double backs. But they're blanks on the front. I need to mark these as like not for sale or something. Well, I guess it would be obvious. Well, no, because then they could see. All right, so this will change from here until the next printing. Either I won't have blanks or I'll have these marked somehow. Because I've seen other games where they're like, ooh, rare, very hard to find prototype cards. Yeah, no. We're not, as I've said from the beginning, we're not facilitating the scalpers. We're not going to facilitate counterfeits. We're not going to put up with that. We're not going to get our permissions taken away because somebody wanted to make a fast buck. These not being marked, this is on me. This will not be in the printings moving forward. These will get marked somehow. Maybe something like not a prototype, or just turn them into a shield, or turn them into, I can make each one of these make these an extra shield, make each one of these make this a trio of the 3 Tweezles. Someone just asked earlier if I could, print out Tweezle the Sneaky because, dear goodness, there's only a small handful of those in existence. So I can turn these into each one of the Tweezles. I can do anything with, I have a couple other ideas for just 3 cards. These will not be included in future prints, okay? We can figure something out for customs. But yeah, I just now realized these can become problematic. I will make sure these don't get out. Let me, hold on. Before I start rambling again, let me go through here. Spell. That went in upside down. Yay. Again, if we look at the colors are pretty spot on. They might be a little darker, but not anything that they're right home about. And when you put these together, as you can see, all the corners, I need to make it better. The corners line up. There's no overlap. There's none of that like alpha beta corners. Magic folks will understand. The corners do line up. They are flush. You can shuffle these and not tell the difference. Like I said, the only thing is they're a little bit more shiny on the back. So that's about the only way that you can tell the difference between these on just the backs. So, with all that said, back to what I was saying before I interrupted myself. The process will end up being submit a deck list to me. I will get the order placed. I'll tell you how many blank spots you have, if any, and then tell you how much the cost is with shipping. PayPal me the money, and then again, there's 0 profit on these. You will be paying exactly what the printer charges me, not a dime more. I don't want anything extra. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this for my own personal gain. If the printer says it's $65.13, I don't want 66. I want 65.13 or whatever the printer says. But submit your deck list and we'll go from there. I will put more information in the Discord regarding, the different quantities, and so that you can plan ahead for yourself. Like, I think one of the options is like 56 cards. So if you have a 57 card deck, either we don't print 1 card or you're getting a whole bunch of blanks or spots for you to fill up. or go in with somebody else to get the next tier up and get some, figure something out. I would assume you would just want more prints of something, even if you're, if you're between print things. I don't mind. Like I said, it's up to you. I will follow what you guys want in your decks, how you want to fill those blank spots. It'll be your package. The way it'll be set up is once you pay for your order, you will give me your address and I will have it shipped straight to you from the printer. I will give you the tracking number when I get it. Currently, with this printer, the emails are kind of few and far between. I wish there was a little bit more communication with it. They tell me that my order is placed. They don't tell me that it's shipped. They don't tell me that it's been delivered. It literally is just I have to log back in a couple days later to get the tracking number. I think this took about a week and a half to get, which is about pretty standard. So it's got a pretty fast turnaround. And so yeah, that's what we got. Sorry for kind of the poor lighting. They look really amazing in person. They look really close to the original stuff, which was our goal, right? We wanted to be able to shuffle these, play with these in decks. We were wanting, I mean, these will line up eventually, like this line here. These are the not for sale lines. I don't know what that line is. But I mean, is there anything like that on these? No. So as we see here, there's kind of a line. I'm not sure what that even lines up with. Oh, the bottom of the card. That's like the text. Yeah, that's just the bottom of the cards. But again, if you're playing in sleeves, it wouldn't matter. And if you shuffle these up, I'm not going to shuffle them now. But those demarcation lines should not really be an issue moving forward. If they end up being an issue, I can try to adjust it. Print them just a little bit smaller and see if that gets... Because it looks like it's the not for sale. Like this S goes a little bit off the edge. And maybe that's what I'm seeing here is these lines. I need to make sure I keep this all on the camera. So yeah, we got those lines there. That's probably not for sale. What is these dark? I bet you those are the shields, aren't they? Yeah, that's the shields being the darker ones. Again, when these are shuffled up, you're not going to be able to tell that. But if they end up being a problem when we start shuffling, we can look at other options that are available. But right now, I'll leave it up to you guys. Let me know what you think. I'll put this in the Discord. Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube comments are also welcome. Let's just get these out there. And I'm ready to move forward with the next set, which would be Necropolis Park will be next. Just to start getting cards in hands of players. That's been the goal since day one. Get the cards in hands of players. So we really shouldn't have to be paying $40, $50, $100, $150 for a single card. I get there's collectors. I get they want a binder, all that jazz. If you're in it for the art, this is the way to do it. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to your feedback and have a great night. Thank you very much.